Shanti, and a good evening to all my brothers and sisters. Is there anyone coming for the first time? Welcome. So you're here for the first time. Good. And everyone else has been around for a long time. Enough time. And so everyone is light? Yes? Everyone is light. And then if everyone is light, then you're free. Light. So when you think of light, what do you think of? What are some of the symbols that comes to the mind when you think of light?
There are no thoughts, any planning.
No thoughts.
No worries.
No worries.
Change yourself immediately.
You can change yourself immediately. What else? What else comes to mind when you think of light?
Happy, content.
Happy and content. Mm-hmm. What else? What else comes to mind?
Stress doesn't bother.
Stress actually we just create it with one thought, I'm stressed. It's not something that makes us stress. We create the thought that I'm stressed because sometimes I can move that little thing from there to somewhere else and I'm stressed because why? Because I've accumulated the same thought again and again that I have to do this. I have to do this. Why I have to move this? Why don't you do it? So it could be for a long period of time. I've accumulated it. And so I just have to move that little or this little plant. Because I may put it there, somebody may put it somewhere else. Very simple things. And so then we become heavy. So what we say, we have to become so light. Light sparkles. Light is free. Look, where's the sun? The sun is millions of miles away, but it stays up there because it's only light. Moon, light. Stars, light. And look at the decoration they create for the sky. It's so beautiful, right? And it all gives light. And who are we? We are the lights of this world. So lights for this world has to be light. Light means we're free in the mind by being who we are. We're so free inside to be who we are. The moment we are not being who we are, then what happens? We start being heavy because we want to be someone else. We want to be something else. Even that something else that I want to be is not necessarily that it has to be something bad, something out of context, but something to be of someone will make me heavy. Because it's not who I am. It's not that consciousness that I'm coming from, that pure place inside that will make me who I am. So what is it that if we look at ourselves, each one of us, let's ask ourselves, what is it that made me heavy? One is intellectual process of knowledge and the other is practical aspects of knowledge. And we can think intellectually, light means this and all of that. But practically speaking, what makes us first heavy? What kind of thoughts that makes each one of you feel that you're carrying a burden, because this is what, when I'm not light, then I'm heavy. And so if I'm heavy, do I know when I'm heavy? Do we know when we're heavy? Yes? Everyone knows when you become heavy. So when you become heavy, what are those thoughts like?
You become angry.
You become angry. So angriness creates heaviness. Okay? What else creates heaviness? Hmm?
Pressure.
Pressure. So how do I take pressure? I take pressure when someone says to me to do something and I don't want to do it. Or I don't want it to do it their way, right? They're telling me how it should be. And I say, no, that's not my way. And you ever hear the saying, they say, if it's not your way, it's the highway. Or if it's not my way, it becomes the highway. It's just a figure of speech. It means that if it's not done my way, then it can't be done any other way. So that's where I create heaviness, when I start thinking that it has to be my way. Because this is where many times the conflicts that emerges in life comes from these things. If you look at home, children don't listen to you and do the things the way you want them to do. As you being parents, then what happens? There's no compromise. And so there is confusion, there is chaos, there is a lot of conflict that happens from that. Because the children see it their way, parents see it a different way. And children these days, it's tough, right? They become stronger than the parents. And they feel this is the way they want it and this is the way they will do it. And if not, then bye-bye. And so these things are happening a lot. Everywhere it's happening. And so parents get very stressed with that. But how, when children will express themselves, how would parents understand their thinking and help them, rather than thinking that what they are thinking is not right? Parents, grandparents, anyone. How do you meet without thinking that it has to be my way? It has to be how my grandparents used to do it, how my parents used to do it. Everyone thinks from how others tell them how it should be done. And this is why one of the things that I like here at the Brahma Kumaris, we go back to what is it that God wants? How was it our founder father? What did he do? What did Brahma Baba do? So that we do not come into disagreements as to why is it that my thoughts, my ideas, what I suggest, what I think, why it's not that way. So the words that makes us very heavy actually is words of why and what and how. Why did you do this? These are things that creates a lot of heaviness. I am mine, this is mine. I know this, I am like this. See me like this, know me like this. So all of these things, what they do, they make us drop. You look at cotton wool, it flies. Feather, light. Mustard seed, as tiny as it is, drops. And so look at the difference. And here we are. We're living our lives every day. We wake up in the morning until we go to sleep at night. How did I spend today? How was your day today? Who had a very light day? Everyone, no one had a light day today? Yes. You had a light day today?
Yes.
Yes. And if you had a heavy day, what made you heavy?
The day was very light, but when we come here, the driver took a wrong turn.
Uh-huh.
Told him to come here, then we went ahead. Probably didn't listen or something else. So I got a bit annoyed because there's too much of traffic there. So then immediately
You changed it.
I come.
That's
I just
right.
told him, now I have to write down when you're sick, you know where we have to go. If you don't remember, you
Right.
forget.
That's right.
If I have told you to go, be there for 20 years. You know, not
So sometimes it's little distraction. No? So it's
otherwise
not,
the day was very
right. So you see how a little thing, just missing a turn, could make us lose our lightness. But then we ask ourselves, how do I feel when I lose my lightness? When I lose that easiness inside? When I lose that beautiful feeling that I was carrying all day? One little thing. It's so tiny. When you look at it, but you don't want to be late. So I pressure myself because I don't want to be late. I want to be on time. And then I pressure someone else on why did you do this? And see it's our habits, no? It's habits of how we think. But if I can change that same thought at that time and say, okay, you missed it. Okay, let's take our time, turn back, and I stay in peace. Which one will give me more marks? How would you gauge yourself and give yourself more marks? It's right there. I say, okay, let's take our time and turn back and go where we have to go. And then, so what you're doing, you're actually in a very peaceful state in something that can create. So after today, you will never get stressed again if driver misses the turn because you learn from it. But if I repeat it, then it means I'm blaming someone. I'm holding someone responsible, and it's not something that is conscious. These are things we do in a very subconscious way because we carry these sanskars, we carry these personality traits, we carry these things of how I think something should be, how I want it to be. Even though it's a good thing, it's not that it's not a good thing. Most of the things we would like to see, they're very good. But our method of dealing with it, our method of seeing it, our method of speaking it, our method of doing it's totally different. So each one of us, we actually create our own heaviness inside, our own burdens. Someone said something, what I do, I pick it up. It's for a while now, I haven't been picking up. I look at it and I say it's all rubbish, garbage. I'm not picking up no garbage that is thrown anywhere. Yeah, do we see it as garbage? Somebody says something and then I leave it because it's garbage, because it's rubbish. I'm not going to pick it up. Or else we pick up unnecessary thoughts, unnecessary words, unnecessary what people are doing, and we bring all of it inside of us. And then we create our own heaviness. We can't be light anymore. Because if we have to create a foundation, lightness is also very important. Because I'm creating a foundation that is built on qualities, built on a lifestyle, built on that which will make me feel free. Because if they have to build a building The foundation has to be strong, right? If a foundation wall is missing, something is missing, a pillar is missing, you think that building can stand? It can't stand. Stronger, deeper you go into the foundation, the higher and taller is the building, right? According to how tall you're going to make this building, that's how deep you go beneath with the foundation. And the building can go 10 feet, 80-story building. So, foundation. So, our lightness is going to create the foundation of our lives. Lightness, which is so light that it's as though you're being in that true form of who you are. Now, how many times throughout the day do I practice, or am I in the awareness of this true form? Because we can say be light. Someone can say to you, be light, be easy, be free. We hear these words every day. But can we just be it? Someone say be light and be free and be happy and be this. You think we can just be it? We can't. We can't. So how are we going to be it? We can only be it when I start creating the awareness, the right awareness, and of being in that form. Then only, take for example, we have to renovate this room, right? If we have to renovate this room, and then I start thinking about what it means, and I start becoming heavy with it, you think this room will get renovated with lightness and easiness? No. There will be so much tension for something that can be so small. I may think that it is small, for someone else they might think it is so big. So what am I creating? How am I creating? Through my own thoughts. So whether we are living at home with our families, whether we are at work in situations, wherever we may be with friends, we may be with anyone. What is my conversation like? Is it conversations that creates lightness or heaviness? If I think about others, do you think we will be light or will be heavy? I have a critical remark to make. This thing should be like this thing should be like that, why it's like that. Do you think I will be light? And so I make others heavy. Sometimes we don't even think that our words are making someone else heavy. We don't think, we are just speaking. And someone else is becoming heavy, burdened by my words. Now that energy of that person comes back to me. Do you think I will be light? I haven't thought. Maybe I may hear it from someone else. Because I made this person heavy, this person will go and tell that person. And then what happened? That person will come back and tell me. And see how the circle of words creates such heaviness. So then when I come to know that, do you think I will be light? I can't be light. And so a lot of these conversations that goes on, it creates a lot of burden. We look at the world, what's happening in the world. How many of you just keep listening to the news of the world? Anyone? You keep your TV running all day. This is what's happening in this part of Bharat, this part, or this part of the world, and that part of the world. All those things are called, it's energy. It's energy. And if it's energy, do I need it? Now, someone who is working in that department of media, for example, they need that information, right? They need to be updated. But do I need to be updated with all those things? They are trained how to deal with those information. We're not trained how to deal with the information. And so what happens? We become heavy of even the things I'm listening to and seeing. Because everything is information. Everything out there is information. And so all that information that we're bringing in, it's unnecessary. What is necessary, I bring that. And the rest of it, I filter my information so that I know that what I bring inside of me, I will remain happy with it. Because lightness creates happiness. Lightness comes from a very friendly atmosphere, joyful atmosphere. An atmosphere where you can be 8, 10, 20 around you. You don't get upset. So you light with each other. So I would say lightness comes deeply from when I carry the awareness of who I am as this pure being of light, the being in its form of its self-respect. Self-respect for us is the qualities of the soul, qualities of who I am. I am in that state of awareness. And then in that, whatever it is that I have to do, when I do it from there, I'm light. When I come into relationships with others and I don't see anyone, if I know them that they have certain sanskars, and I don't see those sanskars, but I see them in their true nature of being, I will be light. Because I'm not caught up with what anyone is doing or what they're not doing. You know, sometimes one has a habit of only thinking and talking about others. What I do under those circumstances, I say, I'm not going that path. I see very clearly, I'm not going that path. I really don't want to go there. Let's go here. So it's just like a driver driving and they lose directions. They lose directions and you're sitting like sister did. Sister recognized that they're going, what do you say? Okay, we're not going there, but we're going there. Similarly in life, we have to see that I have to guide my own life where I want it to go. So if I am with others and they are not speaking the things that would make me light and free and happy and easy, I change my direction. And if one is not going to change that direction, I move, I get on somewhere else. But I'm not going to get stuck in an environment that wouldn't help me to grow, that wouldn't help me to be free, wouldn't help me to have a strong foundation. Because that is very necessary, both to be lightened, to have a very strong foundation of life. Right? Do you have any question, Ramesh Bhai? Anyone has any question?
You see, they tell us that remove yourself from toxic people. Now, if toxic people live in your own home, how do you avoid them?
We're not avoiding,
No.
but you see, if I'm living with people who have toxic conversations. I understand that's their sanskar, right? Their sanskar is to speak like that. It is easy to be detached. It is easy to let them speak, but if I respond, one is responding and the other is reacting, then I am creating and I'm helping that person to think along that same line. So that person will stop, no? Because
They won't stop. They don't stop. If they stop, it's okay.
But you will see they will stop. If you tell them stop.
No, we won't tell them, but they won't stop because every day they do the same thing.
Do they speak by themselves, to themselves?
Mm.
Well, then you understand that person is not well.
Yeah.
Yeah? That person is not well, so that person is speaking like that. But I have to change my consciousness. It's easy to see when someone's body is sick and they are in the hospital and they have to go through physical some treatments. It's easy to see them like that, right? That they're sick. But when someone is doing certain, they have certain behavior patterns. And all of us have a certain behavior pattern. But it might not be affecting anyone, it might not be, but we look at it, and because someone may not like what I may say, someone may not like what I do, but that's how I have been trained, that's how I have learned, and so I think it's the right thing. Someone may not like it. Now, in that case, I have to say that I am not causing sorrow for someone. But if I know this person has a behavior pattern which is not creating a very pleasant environment, my thought now these days, that person is not feeling so well. Let me let them be and have good wishes and pure feelings for them. I must not get upset with them. I must understand that they are not feeling well. Sometimes in homes, in families, one, whether the wife or whether the husband, very strong, very dominant personalities, very aggressive personalities, destructive personalities. I say to the one, just see that person is not doing so well. So don't hurt yourself because they're not doing well. But think, what is it that you can do to help? And if I can't do anything physical to help because they don't want to take that help, then what I do? I hold my heart full of pure feelings with good wishes, not reacting to their behavior. Because if I even react through my thoughts, I'm creating an energy, which they are also receiving the vibrations. So lightness doesn't have any thought of reaction. Lightness doesn't have thought, you should be this way. You should do this thing this way. Lightness. I'm light. But if I have to share something how I think, then I share it with respect. I share it with love. Try it and see. Think that that person is only doing it because they don't even know they're doing it. They don't even know. They're not so well. So let me help them. Yeah. What everyone thinks. What everyone thinks. No thought? So everyone is so light because you're thought free. You're thought free. Thought free? Yeah. So we're very, very light. We're very, very easy. We're very, very happy, we're very, very contented, and life has no burden for you. And that's my blessing for everyone. May everyone live in lightness, easiness, life full of blessings. And then you will have no burden to carry. And the foundation that I will build for myself will be a foundation that will have all qualities. You know, when you're building a foundation, what do you put in there? They put gold and all 5 metals they put in the earth. Because it's omens. What came from the earth, I'm giving back something to this earth. So we should also see that what is it that we are putting into our foundation? What is it that I'm creating the foundation of my life based on? And if I have to share my own experience and thinking of how, on this journey, how many things would not have happened, said, done on this journey? Many, many, many things. But the study here teaches us how to deal with situations, how to find solutions to situations. So how do I think when something comes my way? Where do I go to find those solutions? I go back to my foundation to find the solutions. Because when I started on this path, this journey, there were certain deep qualities that was explained. That I am peaceful soul, I am light, I am pure energy, powerful energy, and this energy belongs to God. Right? I am a soul who belongs to God. And who is God? My Supreme Parent. He's my friend. And one of the relationships I enjoy the most these days is how God gets everything done. God is Karan Karavanar. He gets everything done and He works through me. So we are in partnership. We are in partnership for everything we have to do. Now, keeping those awareness as my foundation. Another important aspect, I always remember that when our founding father, and this organization started with our founding father, and with him receiving visions, and to God using him to play his part, he created a family first. He created a family, he taught that family, and then that same family organized themselves and they serve. And they're serving and they're served in the whole world. So these 3 things. So I keep these as my foundation for anything that I have to do. So anytime something comes up which I'm not so clear about, I go back to these. Who am I? Whom I belong to? And how did my founding father establish an organization that is more than 130 countries today? How did God establish that through this human being? And so many children across the world, we are not followers. At the Brahma Kumaris here, none of us say we are followers of the Brahma Kumaris. Who are we? We say we are a family here. We are students here. And we are the ones who come together and we serve. So we say we do seva. And so keeping these things in mind while I'm doing what I have to do, I go back to these things as my foundation. So that this foundation gives me inspirations as to what are the decisions I have to make. Because sometimes the decisions we have to make, we can't make them, we keep delaying those decisions. And when we keep delaying decisions, we become more heavy with it. Very easy things, simple things, and we cannot decide. Why I can't decide? Because I'm not clear, I'm not light inside. I'm not free inside. And so even that small thing, I can't decide on. And we become heavy. How many times we say, I have two thoughts about something, two minds, some people say. I have two minds. The moment I'm having duality, I'm creating an inner conflict. Duality, I can't make up my mind, I can't decide, I don't know what to do. All of that is coming from me thinking too much about something. So we want to live a life today in this world which is very chaotic. I want to be free, I want to be light, I want to be easy. I want to be natural. Look at this plant, it's natural, right? Natural plant. You give it some sunlight, you give it some water. Some plants don't even need sunlight. You only give it what it needs. Very little low maintenance. And plant grows. Some are high maintenance. So you take care of them accordingly. So what do I need? So whatever it is that I need, I feel it, how God is giving to me. God is giving to me everything I need. And this is not a thought. Sometimes many use this, God leaves it to God, God will do everything. Do we say that? God will do everything. God will take care of this. It's God's will. Everything is God's will. Now what about our will? Our will also helps us to be light and free. Because when I think and I make these decisions in my life, I know that the experience will come with it is what will make me feel free. And so see lightness as an experience of your freedom. Freedom from your way of thinking. Freedom from a way of living. Freedom from certain habits that ties us so tight that I can't breathe. Become free from it. And the more you become free, the world will come to you. All that we see that this creates difficulties around us, somewhere we are part of it. Somewhere we are part of it. Not directly, but indirectly, through our own thinking. See, we have to look at it carefully and see the things we are doing and bring the changes we need to make. Is it easy to bring changes in our lives? Is it easy to bring changes?
With awareness.
Hmm?
With awareness.
With awareness. Yeah? Is it easy to bring the changes?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. If you practice,
You can.
if you practice mindfulness,
What is mindfulness?
living in the moment,
What does living in the moment means?
one day at a time, 1 hour at a time.
What am I doing one day at a time? What am I doing one day at a time? What am I doing in the moment? I'm hearing something which is not so nice and I say I'm living in the moment. Does it match? What does it mean? This word mindfulness is used a lot. Be mindful, live in mindfulness, be in the present. But do I really understand what it means to be mindful? Or what is being mindfulness or be in the moment? I have to be aware that when I am aware of what I'm doing, and what I'm doing is based on pure spiritual qualities. It's based on love, it's based on peace. I am present in the moment, in the awareness of these qualities, doing something that will bring me the fruition of complete lightness. Right? So I'm not going to only think I have to be in the present or I have to be mindful. But what am I mindful of? What am I doing in this present? If I'm speaking ill about someone and I say that I'm being in the present, what I'm creating is an account of giving sorrow to someone and myself. Am I seeing it like that? So I have to be aware of what are the qualities that I am using in this present moment. That is mindfulness. That I am speaking to you in my heart, there is that feeling of pure love for the soul. But if I look at someone and I start thinking of their bodies, is that mindfulness? What I'm mindful of? I'm mindful of something which is physical. How will that make me feel? Very physical too. And so what am I seeing? How am I seeing? Right? And seeing with a pure thought, and seeing with pure vision, and seeing all are my world family. There is no division inside of me. Anytime there is a division inside of me, there will be duality outside of it too for me. Because I'm creating an outer world through my inner world. Our world today, why is it like that? It's only because of the thoughts of humanity. You come to Baba's home here, how do you feel? Very peaceful, right? Very peaceful atmosphere, very loving atmosphere, very pure atmosphere. Look at the sisters, they are all here. There is so much love, so much togetherness. Everything is so beautiful. Who everyone is doing everything with, doing it with God. So what will the energy create in this room and beyond? As soon as you enter the gate, you feel you're in a different place. There is lightness, there is so much peace. Who's creating it? We are creating, each one is creating it. Our brother is coming for the first time. He will go away today. We might not even remember words, but he will go away today with how he feels. Feel in this room, feel in this gathering. And so that's the lightness that we all want to feel we're creating. And each one of us, we are responsible for our lives and what we create. So let us take such responsibility for ourselves that we can be so close to God. Because when we take responsibility for ourselves in what we think and what we do, we will go close to God. Because if I'm heavy and I'm burdened, I can't reach God. And God is light. He's light in form and has no weight. Soul has souls. We are light in form. We don't have weight. And so, whatever it is, I should be able to become free very quickly. So today, don't make your family life difficult. Don't make your personal life difficult. Don't make life at the workplace difficult or being anywhere in the world difficult. Experience your life to be very easy and free. And that will help us to create a lot of, you'll find that total ease and naturalness will be there. Right? So are we going to have some meditation now? Or anyone has any question? Yeah? So let's have some meditation. I will share some thoughts. Until what time we finish? What time should I close? 10-15 minutes meditation. So let's all sit very comfortable. Make this body very comfortable. Feet on the ground. Just breathe in. As I breathe in, I'm aware of who I am as a soul, as a being of light. And I breathe in this quality of peace. I am a peaceful being of light. And as I breathe out, I'm sharing this quality of peace to every soul in this world. It's an energy that is touching all around me and beyond. I breathe in love. I'm aware of this quality of love. I am aware that love is very gentle, very soft. It's very pure. Love has no demands. Love sets me so free. I can feel the inner world of the soul is being filled with the vibrations of love. And with this experience, as I use these eyes to see, and I use all these senses, I can feel myself sharing this quality of love with all souls. Let the heart be generous, even if there are souls whom I disagree with. I'm still able to share love. Because I, the soul, I become the form of love. And as I'm able to be in my true form, even the scenes that pass by. My form doesn't change, but it's a form that gives. There is such generosity of heart. Everyone will do what they need to do. How they know to do it. But that which I adopt in my own life comes from a place of pure love. And so I become light. I am natural in my nature. And it is this natural way of being that attracts me to God. It is easy to be with God. It is easy to feel God's love. It becomes the natural way of living. Just as it's easy for human beings to remember human beings. Holding the relationship with God and the experience with God gives a very natural experience of being free and stable. Hold this pure thought for the self. And if there is any scene that creates duality within, let my foundation thoughts remind me of who I am and whom I belong to. And there will be instant stability. Let's experience being with God in His form of light. As the ocean of freedom. God is always in a state of liberation. I allow myself to be in this state of liberation. In this state and awareness, there is stillness. There is beauty. There is joy. The soul is in the company of the one who is always free. Create this most beautiful atmosphere within the self. Fill the thought with determination. It is my inner world. It is my beautiful world. And I am living in this world. Be the architect and engineer. And design this beautiful world with all the qualities. And then see the self. How I, the soul, use this body in real life, practically. I meet my family. How do I meet them? I meet my friends. How do I come into relationship? What are my thoughts, my words, my feelings look like? I'm aware of this body that I'm living in. And how light and free I am as I use all these sense organs. Knowing that this body is just my costume or my car, my puppet. of what's happening to the body. And so I remain very, very light. Very free. And so I prepare myself to take the steps in life, being light, being stable, being natural, being very easy, holding the awareness of who I am, the one I belong to. And how I live in the world. Om Shanti.
शांति। अभी सभी एक एक करके आएंगे और एक ब्लेसिंग कार्ड आपको दिया जाएगा। तो अंजनी दीदी से सभी ब्लेसिंग कार्ड लेंगे। And thank you Sister Anjanie for this beautiful session. और सभी ने जाना था, जैसे कि बात चल रही थी ना लाइटनेस पे, तो उन्होंने बताया किस तरह की लाइटनेस की डेफिनेशन भी बताई जो हम नहीं जानते थे, और